What's the crack? What's the bleeding story? Look who's in the house. Who's joined us? It's the Ola man. What's the story? How are you keeping?
Yeah, man, I'm good, man. Thank you for bringing me on the show. Thank you for inviting me. I know it's been slightly difficult because you've been trying to get me on for a while, but my work schedule, um, it's always difficult. But yeah, I got all the time in the world for you, Dale, man. And
I
yeah,
know.
thank you for bringing me on the show, man. Salute to you, man. And big up everybody watching right now, still.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the real ones are here. Just quick show the love there, Domino, Carl Rossi, and all in the house. But yeah, look, come here. Ever since, it was on Lee's stream. I think it was on it once or twice with you.
Yeah,
There's always love there. You know what I mean. And the proper 12 was flying.
yeah,
what
man.
what do you think? Just a quick one, I suppose, on that McGregor. What do you think? Do you think he'd come back, or what's the story?
I tell you something, right? I was actually talking about McGregor last night on my show. If you don't mind, the
More,
is
yeah,
the fight
just love it.
is the fight week show on YouTube. If combat sports your thing, go and look for type in the fight week show, and you're gonna find us. And we'll start talking about McGregor yesterday because is for me he's a fun guy. I love watching McGregor.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't like him, maybe for some of his antics and that. For me, it's part of the entertainment. It's part of what makes McGregor who McGregor is. And he was talking about coming off back of the injury and going straight into a title fight. And the champion in Charles Oliveira was flirting with him, you know. And there's Justin Gaethje in the background losing his mind over them two actually flirting. So it looked like McGregor. And I've always said this to people: McGregor is not an employee of the UFC. He don't work for the UFC. He's a partner. You know, when he had that
Yeah.
fight with Floyd, Floyd showed him the game. Buy your contract out, and that's exactly what he did. Bought out his contract, partnered up with UFC, and ever since, sky's been the limit for him. So, yeah, he's losing fights here and there, but he's still the biggest draw in the whole of the organization. You know, everybody wants to fight him because when you do, you get your biggest payday that you've ever seen in the organization. So, and I think that's what the champion was trying to do, trying to draw McGregor in. So he's been working in the UFC for what, 10 years, and
Mm.
he won some of the McGregor money, and he's the champion. You know, and that shows you how big McGregor is for the organization. That everybody wants to fight, everybody wants a piece.
See, that's the thing, and just even I'm just looking at Carl Rossi's message here. McGregor's past it. I agree with that. However, he's so fucking crazy. I'll always tune in, and that's the thing. Everyone will tune into all that shit. You know what I mean? It
People want
doesn't
to
matter.
see him lose. We want to see him get knock the fuck out. Why not?
Exactly. I remember years ago, Prince Nassim. I fucking hated him for some reason, but I gained to love him because the
Yeah,
showmanship that he showed, and the pat. He was just brilliant at boxing. He was so class at boxing. You know what I mean?
absolutely.
And the big respect to the man now. You know what I mean? But
Yeah,
yeah,
man.
I used to love McGregor. I was a big, huge fan of him. I'm not so much now, but I just a few things he's done, and you see, especially in the Irish media and stuff like that.
Yeah,
And look, the media, I don't,
yeah,
I fucking
slapping old men in the bar and stuff
yeah,
like that. Though, you know what
I
I mean?
know, I know, But I'll tell you one thing. I don't live near his pub that he has,
Hmm.
but I have drove by it and I've seen pictures and stuff like that. And Jesus Christ, it does look very nice.
Spectacular.
He's doing the stout, and he's doing the obviously the proper 12 as well. But
Yeah,
yeah, look, we'll talk about that another day. There's loads to talk
that's
to
a,
you about, and
that,
I've no problem coming on your channel and absolutely having a chat by
yeah,
all
man.
means.
Yeah, man. We do that, man. We do that at some point, man. No
Yeah,
problem at all.
yeah, exactly. I just want to just quickly go through a few of these. Big up everyone in the chat, and remember as well to show Ola support. And we'll drop we'll let you plug your channel at the end, Ola, and just get everyone to subscribe if you're not, because Jesus Christ, not only for the fighting knowledge that the guy knows, your shows are very good. I've watched a few of them. Fair play to you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much.
But
I appreciate it.
my question to you is, what the fuck is going on at Arsenal? I'll just fucking
Oh
let
man.
you.
Hey, listen, Arsenal right now they in a dire strait when it comes to reputation. This is my big problem now with with the club is how the club is seen, how they perceived from outside looking in, how other fans, how other football players look at Arsenal. Is Arsenal the place where you want to go and spend the prime of your career? Or is Arsenal the place where you want to use as a step up to get to the club that you want to get to? Because I'm looking at the window now. The window we just had kind of opened my eyes a little bit. And I see people trying to put a positive spin on the window with the outgoings, right? But when you look at the incomings, which is just as important as the outgoings, right?
Yeah.
People ain't putting enough emphasis on that. And to expect someone like Pepe that's been banished from the team, yeah, for doing nothing. Let's face it, Pepe
Yeah.
ain't done 1/10 of the wrongings that Shaka's done at this
Oh,
club. Pepe is not even done a 10 for that, right? And he got banished, got thrown under the bus by the same manager, right? Doesn't treat them equal. All this equal treatment. I don't buy it. I don't buy it, right?
mm,
So when other clubs are looking at us, they're thinking, one, with the we're a retirement home, and they did it with this manager, right? Because we did it with with Willian, right? Willian came to Willian actually saw that this manager ain't even cutting the mustard. He ripped his own contract off. He's like, fuck this payday, fuck this retirement business. I'm off. Even
yeah.
he was sorry. And it's like, you know what? I thought this was gonna be a nice little retirement. Nah, I'm gone. I'm not feeling this manager. And that's after this manager promised him to sign him and say, yeah, we're gonna win the Champions League in 3 years. I was saying, what is this brother on? What
Yeah.
is it? What
Mom.
is it on? You know? And then you fast forward, we we've just look, this season is down to the inconsistency of all the other teams that's around us. Salute to you, Jez. Big up everybody in the chat.
Yeah.
But when you look at this season and where we're at right now as a club, we're just free falling. We're free falling giant of a club. I heard Jez yesterday talking about how his granddad going to watch
Yeah.
football in the 30s and it's the Arsenal. You know what I mean? When he was watching in the 70s. Like this today, modern footballers, they've taken the grit and the essence of a football club, what it's supposed to be. They've taken it away. It's all gone now. Right? Social media
Yeah.
has taken away all of that. Right? And that's the era we're living in now. And that's why some of these players feel they can just turn up, throw in an idiot tackle 20 minutes in like Shaka does, leave us with 10 players 20 minutes in, and we're playing what one of the hardest games of the season. I've never seen Shaka really apply himself in a big game. What he does is he cowards out, and he doesn't do it late in the game. He doesn't do it 85 minutes when we're throwing the kitchen sink at the game. He checks out at 20 minutes, 15 minutes, 25 minutes, you know, and then the
Mm.
rest of the team now has to carry the baggage for him. They now have to carry that extra workload for him. And right now, you look at the midfield we've got. We've got Thomas Partey there. We've got Shaka there. We've got Lokonga there and El Nene. To me, that's not a good enough midfield to guarantee you to get you into top four places. It's not, because one of them is a red card merchant. The other one in Partey is an injury merchant. He's hardly ever fit, and when he is, it's not for a sustainable period of time. The third one is a youngin that Ateta just brought in Sambi Lokonga, and El Nene will never change a game for you. So you tell me how we're supposed to depend on that midfield core that I've just outlined to you, with the strike force that's got 2 goals all season in Nketiah and Lacazette.
Oh, jeez. When you just even
So
say it like that, it's so like it's so depressing for me. Like I was saying it to Des last night. Like I just wanted. Last weekend I wanted to forget I even support Arsenal. I didn't want to talk about them. I didn't want to know about them. I wanted to forget everything in my head about Arsenal. And I was just I enjoyed me weekend with me mates and stuff like that. But then I just come back and you're just fuck in my head, like we're left, as you just said there, we're left with this. It's a mid-table team at the minute, and what I say is that let's say we have probably 7, 8 players that are they're not world class, but they're class, right? Okay, but then everything else around that is fucking shit. Okay, to win a league, you look what Man City have. If they have an injury to De Bruyne, Silva, Bernardo Silva, or what you call it, do you have other players to come
they
in?
have all these players. De Bruyne is there, Bernardo Silva is there, they got Gundogan there,
Yeah.
Fernandinho is there. They
So
have it all.
but if we get what happens if Sambi Lokonga gets injured now? Who comes in for him? And Shaka's suspended. Like who do we have in midfield? Like seriously,
You've
we have
got
to put
Partey
in.
now, Nene.
Yeah,
How does
and
that win you a game?
it's just like it's and going back to like let's say the older generation who have been through it all. Let's say of Arsenal, and they're looking at this now, going, "What a disgrace! This regime or whatever you want to call it of running this club. They're a disgrace. Like this is the worst period of Arsenal that I've ever seen. And to let it get like this, and we, as I said yesterday, we're talking now about the politics of the club. We should be talking about football here. Who's good player and who's coming through? Great, you know what I mean? But we're not. We're talking about this shit. It's a disgrace. And like even you touched on it there with Shaka. Like anytime I see his face, I just want to fucking break my telly. You know what I mean? Because he's just such a liability in especially the big games when you need a leader, experienced player. He's none of them because he's such a liability. Like you don't know what you're going to get from him. You cannot depend on him. You know, he's just he's just such a fucking prick. I'm sorry for saying that. It's a bit early for me getting out all this,
No, it's
but
not too early when it's Arsenal. I'm telling you right now, Arsenal can do this to you all day long. It's not too early when it's Arsenal. They'll do this to you all day long. And look, we've got Shaka here, yeah, and I don't really want to make this whole discussion about Shaka because there's still some other deficiencies in the team, and we're going to get onto that. But look, Shaka's at the top of the tree when it comes to deficiencies of what's going on with this club right now, and the epitome of it is the manager giving him a contract on top of the deficiencies that he's already had. He made it worse. I mean, we're trying to move this guy out of the team, and then you go give him a contract for what?
Oh
For
my
what?
God!
You rip Aubameyang's contract off, and you give Xhaka a contract.
Yeah. Oh,
and this is my thing here with this Aubameyang, because you've heard Aubameyang the other day, and he said, "Listen, I ain't got a problem with Arsenal. I love the fans. I love playing for this football club. My only problem is with Arteta." Whoa, touche.
Yeah.
That's my problem too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I've said the whole time, everybody in that team, everybody within the club is subject to improvement, and that does not leave the manager out. Right? Every position in the team within the club, you can always improve on it. And there's plenty of places to improve. Midfield, strike force. But the problem now with this manager that I see, all right, Lukaku might not really be scoring for Chelsea, right? But when that whole incident happened, with Lukaku going to speak to the press, talking about Tuchel, how Tuchel changed the whole system around him. He wants to leave Chelsea. He's flirting with Inter Milan, all of that stuff. Did you see how a good manager handle that situation.
Yeah.
Says, all right, you know what? We're gonna have a meeting in the morning. Let's put all our cards on the table. We bring it back. We turn it in. Put an arm around him. That's how you manage the ego of big players. Are always gonna have egos. Do you know the amount of shit that Poch at it is been eating at PSG because you're managing Mbappe, you're managing Neymar, you're managing Messi, you know what I mean? Verratti, you're managing all these big egos. You're gonna eat shit. That's your money. That's your job. That's why you get paid £6 million a year or whatever it is that he gets paid. You're meant to be putting your arm around these people, you know. And it's the same way, kind of like say with the UFC, which is my other sport that I really mess with. When John Jones messes up, what you think Dana White just throws him away? He ain't lost the fight. He puts his arm around him and gets him back into the octagon. Look at all the fuckeries that John Jones has done. You know, when Conor messes up and throws dollies at the boss, what you think they're getting rid of him? No. Yeah, how many times is Conor been locked up and he's been dragged to court? You put your arm around him and bring it back to earn you more money. That's how you do. If you're managing egos, if you're looking after egos, that's how you do it. You don't just throw people away like that. And look, Aubameyang is going to go to Barcelona now. He's going to bag goals for them. He's going to bag goals for them. And when he does, I'm going to be there saying, I told you so. Because all he had to do is bring him around and play him in a system that suited him. I feel like Arteta changed the whole system around Aubameyang. That's what I feel. I feel like if you know what I mean, I feel like he changed the system around, and that's why he kind of dried up, and that's why Aubameyang's coming out now saying, "Look, my problem is not with the club, not with the fans, not even the players. It's with the manager." You know, our managers have tendencies to do this type of things, and that's why we are where we are right now, where we've left ourselves short going into the second half of the season. We've got 17 games to play. Coming to the second half of the season, 17 games.
How many of them? We'll even win. How many would we win? I'll tell you.
I think we're scoring. Forget win. How many would we scoring? Our scoring percentage has been really low. Our scoring output, and that's because of the strikers that we have in Nketiah and Lacazette. You know, we're having to get goals from the other part of the team, but we need our strike force to start churning goals out. We don't have that. That. It's not sustainable right through a season. It's not sustainable. You can't sustain it. It's
even
impossible.
The thing that I still can't understand, and just even touching your point there, and it's an excellent point, brilliant point, like with egos and managers and stuff like that. Look at Fergie, for example. Alex Ferguson. He had Cantona. Like, Cantona was a loose cannon. You know what I mean? Jumping into crowds,
kicking people in the crowd and stuff.
You just have to be careful, you know, and babysit them and be careful with them. Like, you know what I mean? And it's just the good managers can do it. This clown is just, he had a falling out with a 20-year-old Guendouzi, and he just gets rid of him. Like, he's only a young fella. You know what I mean? They all make mistakes. Just chill out a bit, you know. But unfortunately, this is where we are. We're stuck with this fella. How do you think we'll get rid of him?
How do I think we'll get rid of him? Did you say?
Yeah.
I don't think we're going to be disastrous enough to get him out of the club.
He's going to be lucky.
If that makes sense. It's got to take something disastrous to get him out, like flirting with relegation and stuff like that. So, and Craig Muller is absolutely right there. Aubameyang didn't respect his process. Never did Willian. We saw what happened, you know. So, Arteta, I think, for me, I was hearing the whole time the owners have backed the decision for him to get Aubameyang out of the way. The owners are firmly behind him. So when he went to America, right, I'm thinking is this for his contract or is this for the betterment of the squad? Have you gone to negotiate your contract with them, man, or are you trying to improve the squad now? Because the squad is thin. The squad
Yeah,
is mager blood, like skinny. There's nothing that. Oh, look, we need 3 COVID cases, maybe 4. You don't even need injuries, just 3 or
yeah,
4, and you can catch that thing breathing. So
yeah,
basically, that in itself, we already got a pile up of games that that we still got to catch up on. It's never a good thing to be out of them cups, but I firmly believe that's one of the reasons why we weren't able to get anybody in the January window. I firmly believe it because of the amount of games that we got to offer. We're not in none of the cups. Carabao Cup done, FA Cup done. We've only got the league and we're not in Europe. So how are you gonna try and bring in players and say, you know what, I'm gonna give you this amount of game time? You're only playing once a week. You can't offer me nothing. I'll go and play
yeah,
my football somewhere else. So if we hadn't come out of the FA Cup with a whimper, you could offer these players that we're trying to bring in January window and say, you know what, we're going to offer you some of the league games here, some cup games here, and get you integrated with the team. And come next summer, bam, away you go. But offering a player one game a week for
yeah.
the remainder of the season, and they're trying to get into the World Cup team, they're trying to get into the international tournament that's coming up, in the World what is in Saudi, or is in Middle East anyways. I think is in Saudi, right? So those guys cannot come and commit to Arsenal, play one game a week, and try and get into their international teams come the time for World Cup. And that's part of the reasons why I think we weren't able to do it. And we shot ourselves in the foot by exiting, especially the FA Cup. That
Oh,
one there really bothered me. That one bothered me
that,
so badly. Like
me
the
too.
way we got knocked out with a whimper, mate. You know what I mean? Like we got our tails tucked in that
Yeah,
game. And
I think like that game to me. I'm sorry to cut across you.
mm,
It fucking drove me mad because I'll tell you one thing. Like I love the FA Cup. I hate when we're not in it, but I do love it. And it's foreign players especially want to play in Wembley. You know what I mean? And soak up the atmosphere and it's the oldest cup competition in the world. Like it's a famous cup. But to disrespect it the way that he did, and I'm saying Arteta because he picked the team, it was his decision. We had fucking nothing to offer that game. Absolutely nothing. There was no, oh, here we go. We might get a goal here. There was nothing. It was just a fucking shit,
I
useless.
remember we didn't have no shots on target. I can't believe I
But
sat down there with Lee Gunner. Shout out to my brother Lee.
yeah, big up
We
Lee.
sat down there and watched that shower of shit for hours. We were
Yeah.
talking about some other shit. I think we were talking about kebabs and
Oh,
Turkish restaurants. That
we,
was far more interesting.
yeah, me and Northside and Big Josh, call out to them boys. We were doing a watch along as well, and it was just like, for fuck's sake, I don't know what we were talking about. It wasn't the
We
game.
were talking about some other shit because that
Yeah,
game was so
yeah.
boring.
We should have collabed. We should have all come in a room together.
For
and just
real,
talk
for real.
shit, you know. But what I'm saying is as well, that team that was out there that day, Arsenal fans, expect that for the next 17 games or whatever we have left, because that's what we have. We've no real threat. If Lacazette isn't on it, we're not scoring. It's as simple as that. You know what I mean? It's just mediocrity, like fucking boring, plain old shite. You know what I mean? I'm just going to read out this Carl's point here. It's actually a good point. I can tell you to expect no decent player for years to come under this clown, and that's exactly what I like. I don't think anyone's going to disagree with that, because who wants to come to a club and play under Arteta? You know what I mean? And play. I think what we'll get this year is the Europa Conference League. I think that's the position we're going to get, you know, and it's just going to be, fuck me, this is just shit. You know what I mean? Who wants to come and play this under Arteta? But then the Arteta fucking lovers out there, oh, it's progress. We're after improving by a league position or fucking whatever it is. You know what I mean? Sorry, it's just not good enough at all. You know what I mean? And Craig here, if you hire a clown, you will get a circus, and that's a fact.
Absolutely
100%.
right. Absolutely right.
Yeah. Like the process, people. I mean, like the video. I like that. No top player wants to play for, Coleman. Exactly, yeah. Where is the rebuild? Arteta is not capable of that. Useless manager. Exactly. You know, it's not even if they got rid of Arteta in the morning, there's still that fucking Edu and Vinay here. You know what I mean? What do you make of them?
Edu, he's been terrible. He's been terrible this window. This window, all right, he got a lot of plaudits in the summer, and I wasn't sure whether to give him plaudits in the summer because I didn't really have a clue about the sort of players that he was bringing in. But you know, I went looking to, I wasn't happy with the whole Ramsdale link when we got linked to Ramsdale. I'm thinking this guy's been relegated twice. Why are we going after him so much? Ben White, why are we paying 50 million for a player from Brighton? Like, what are we doing here? Why can't we go and get someone just a little bit better? Sambi Lokonga didn't even know nothing about the youth. Tavares had no clue who he was. So when we had that nice stint after the first 3 games of the season, because the first 3 games, I'm thinking to myself, what have we spent £150 million on? What have we spent £150 million on? And I can guarantee you right now, from the whole of the signing, if I have to look at from summer till right now, I'd say maybe Ramsdale and Tomiyasu has been the best of the lot, like of all the signings that we brought in the summer. So, I mean, Tavares and Sambi, they still got a lot to learn because they're still youngins. So I'm not going to kill him. But the problem now with Edu is, where is the draw for the next? Because look, his job is every 6 months, right? Halfway through the season, you got to go to work in January. Obviously he's working right through the year, right? Because you still got to be making contacts. You still got to be reaching out to agents. You still got to be lining them up. And wherever you got to powder their nose, you got to do what you got to do. It's Wenger that I know that never used to like powdering agents' noses. You know, Don Raul came in and he came out with a whole bag of powder, and he's like, agents, fill your boots.
Tony
fill your boots. You know what I mean? Don Raul turned up with a whole bag of powder. He's like, you man, do your thing, man. You know what I mean? We're gonna have that player. We'll have Pepe. Hey, when Arsenal knock, is a different knock. You know what I mean? Different knock Arsenal. Remember that one, right? So we're now with Edu now, and it doesn't seem to be doing the job right. And look, I don't know who's boss. Is Edu Arteta's boss, or is Arteta Edu's boss? Right? Because with both of them are working, I'm not seeing that improve. Yeah, look, I want to look. I'm not one of those guys that don't give credit if someone don't deserve it. The outgoings and the people that's left this club, I've got to say, I like it. I like it because I want the culture of the club changed. But we can't go with youngins for a whole entire season with no experience, or the person that you see as experienced, his disciplinary record is in the toilet, and he's part of this leadership group. You know, maybe he's spearheading this leadership group, if you ask me. You know what I mean? I don't see Thomas Partey and the way he carries himself and talk. I don't see him as a big talker in a dressing room. His character reminds me of like a N'Golo Kante sort of character. You know what I mean? That's how I see Partey. I don't see him as a big voice. He just goes on the pitch and does his thing, right? So when you have a manager that when a player gets injured while he's playing, it drags them off the floor and throws them back on the pitch. Like, who wants to go and play for that time? It's difficult. It's difficult to get even that makes Edu's job just that little bit difficult. Like, all right, come play for Arteta. I've seen that man pick up a man while he's injured and chuck him back on the pitch. You know, no concern whatsoever for a player's welfare. That's what I see. If you're doing that, where's your concern for the player's welfare, which is always got to be number one, respective of anything else? Because we've seen situations with someone like, say, Christian Eriksen. Imagine what happened to Christian Eriksen while he was playing in the Euros. Imagine if that happened in front of Arteta. Arteta will pick him up and chuck him back on. Come back alive. You know what I mean? Come back alive. What's wrong with you? Get back on the pitch. You know? And this is where we are. This is where we are. And in regards to Vinay, to me, is just as bad as silent stand. You know what I mean? He says nothing. We don't hear from him. We thought we was going to get some kind of transparency from this board. I don't get it. The last time I heard him was when the Super League Malaki came up. So we don't hear nothing from Vinay. It's only because the club, they were going to lose the fans. The fans were protesting on the Super League team. That's why Vinay came out. And since then, have you seen or heard from him? No, I ain't seen or heard from him. And this is the shit that the fans get served year in, year out for decades. And like I said, there's room for improvement in every department at Arsenal, including Vinay.
Yeah, 100%. I can't disagree with anything you just said there, man. It's just, as I said, like, it's just such a disappointment that they're allowed to do this to the club. Like, where are the board? Like, there's another, like, you know, fucking bunch of old dinosaurs. Like, where are they saying, hold on a minute, this is fucking terrible? Like, the board, most of them are there years, you know, and surely they can say, this is really bad. We have to do something here. Or someone say something to Stan or Josh and just go, this isn't right. We're being made a fucking joke of here. And the only way to do that is to hurt the Cronkies in the pocket. Don't go to the matches, don't buy the merch. And it's that simple. You know what I mean? It's just doing me head in.
To hurt the Cronky in the pocket, it's gonna be difficult a little bit. I'll tell you why. Now, in the last 4 years, Cronky's other team that he used us to leverage to build them a stadium. Yeah, we was in his portfolio. He took us to the bank and used us to leverage to get that stadium built for them in LA Rams. They're now in the Super Bowl again. Yeah, again, Super Bowl finals. They're there. That's the equivalent of Champions League finals to us. Yeah, Cronky ain't worried about us because now the leverage, we've done our job as far as this concerned. We've made LA Rams successful now. Yeah, that's the portfolio. That's the real portfolio in Cronky's you know, stack of franchises that he's got. Yeah, that's the real one there. That's the meat and the meat and potato for him right now. He don't care about us. We're just a cash cow right now. We're churning out money for him, and he's using that to help what's going on with LA Rams.
But see the signing that he done there from the Colorado fucking Rapids or whatever you call them.
My God!
I'm telling you now, right? And loaning him back. That is a dodgy deal if I've ever heard one. He's doing something there. He's money laundering or something like that.
I saw Man City do that with Frank Lampard. Was it Man City that did it with Lampard?
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, they sent him to Melbourne or something, somewhere. So I saw them. So that's that. There's nothing. I think they came back. They probably got suspensions or some sanctions. I believe they got sanctions for deals like that. If a couple seasons later.
Sorry, I'm just reading that there. Look, first
Let's get it.
Italian Godfather, we get the Spanish omelet.
Oh my God. What a comment. What a comment, Craig Muller. Big up to you, man. That's you know what I mean. That's a comment of the day, and he wrote it in all caps. He's written it in all caps, and that's what we've got on our hands, you know.
Yeah.
And look, when you got this Spanish omelet with with the owners that we've got right now, it's not gonna work out. I don't see any success coming out of this. I don't see it. I really don't. And for us to be successful, we need to change the manager. I think we need to change the owner, because the owner has got to be he's got to be wanting to match the club's ambition. And the owner we've got right now isn't doing that. Hasn't done that for decades. Hasn't done that for years. It's well documented that he's come out and said it himself. He ain't bought Arsenal for us to be winning trophies. That's not what he's about. Owners that really want their clubs to succeed would see straight away, right off the bat, that this manager ain't the guy. Yeah, this is not the manager to do it. And these owners, look, Henry, Bergkamp, Daniel Ek, they've offered 2 billion. They've offered £2 billion to this owner here. That's what, 600 million more of what he paid.
Do you know the Nigerian? I was only saying this last night. The Nigerian, he's a big buildings and stuff like that over in Nigeria. Like, is there any sort of movement on him, or what do you think, or what do you know?
At this moment in time, everybody is just flirting with the idea of when the Cronkies maybe decide to sell, then they'll be there ready to pounce. And he's one of them. The owners of PSG, the Qatari guys from PSG, they've come out and they've made it public that they'll be interested in purchasing Arsenal as well. So because I only saw that when the deal for Newcastle went through. So when the Newcastle deal went through with their owners, those guys came out and said, look, we want a slice in the Premier League, and Arsenal is the team that we want to do it with, you know. So but whether that materializes or not, I believe they'll have to offer Kroenke an absurd amount of money, large money he can't say no to. And I think 2 billion, he probably could say no to that. It's 600 million pound more than what he paid, because he bought Arsenal all in all for about 1.4 billion, you know. So 600 million more, I don't know if that's enough for Kroenke. He'll spend that maybe in a couple of years on early Rams. So they got to be offering something within the 3.5 billion, 4 billion sort of mark for them to, you know, for him to actually look at it and say, actually, Josh, you know what? For 3.5 billion, we can't turn this down. You know, we need to take this. And that's where really I think maybe the market value is that will interest them in trying to sell the club.
Yeah. And I know you have to go soon. One or two last questions. Jack Wilshere, what's the story? And I asked Des this last night. If I'm just talking about the fucking state we're in now, we've no midfielders at all. Do you take them for the few months?
When I first saw Jack Wilshere doing the rounds, saying he's looking for a club, and this is before Arsenal opened the door to him and told him, you know what, you're looking for a home, you're homeless right now. You know what, we got a sofa bed here for you, mate. You know what I mean? Just come around, train, get fit, and see if you can find yourself a club. And I said to Lee at that time, I wouldn't be surprised if Arsenal end up signing Jack Wilshere, you know. I wouldn't be surprised. And lo and behold, Aubameyang's over here training by himself, and Jack Wilshere's over there training with the team.
They're going to start.
Who's going to be more important for the team, Aubameyang or Jack Wilshere on the field of play? Who's going to affect a game? Because as far as I'm concerned, Jack Wilshere ain't got nothing to offer the team no more. Nothing to offer the club no more. Maybe in the back room, you could do that. I got no problems with that. If you want to work as part of the coaching staff, fine. Because I'd actually welcome that. What I wouldn't welcome is him wearing the number 12. That made I threw a fit when I saw that. He's wearing that shirt, and I'm thinking to myself, what's going on? Why is this guy wearing number 12 shirt? You know,
Yeah.
Is that something that Arsenal's writing? Are they willing to offer him a pay-as-you-go contract? Like, what's going on there? And I hope they don't. I really, really hope they don't. Because, look, that's one thing that our fans have suffered for so long, showing sentiment to all these past players. You know,
Retirement home.
you know what I mean? Like, we're trying to move away from that. I'm trying to get away from bringing back all these old players that ain't gonna do nothing. I'm hearing about bring Ramsey back when just before he went to Rangers. Like, why? You know?
Oh yeah, exactly.
He doesn't do nothing for us. So a Wilshere, I hope we don't sign him. I hope the most we give him is a spot in the back room with the backroom staff. Other than that, look,
yeah,
he's going around and he's sucking off Arteta big time right now, man. Like I'm seeing him everywhere, and he's I've never seen somebody. If you went to Jack Wilshere and say give Arteta a fucking character reference, Jesus Christ. Even the Queen will allow Arteta in the palace.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You know, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Just 1 second there.
Yeah, I mean, look, when we're talking about Wilshere, the only place for him is backroom. Keep him there. He doesn't need to be stepping on the pitch. He doesn't need no contract to be playing football for Arsenal Football Club. We've done that too many times. We've done it with Diaby. We've done it with Wilshere. We've done it with Robin van Persie. We've broke players with broken backs. We've done it with what's his name? This brother's name is Santa Cazorla. You know,
Cazorla.
There's loads of them. You know that we just give. It's like with the NHS. We're not the fucking NHS. We're Arsenal fucking Football Club. We're not the fucking NHS. Like, take that somewhere else. We're not a charity, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And look, I'll just read out these last few comments here. I believe there is still a good chance the Super League will still happen. If it doesn't, could possibly add another billion on top. I think the Kroenkes will sell if a Super League does happen. Yeah, I think they would as well because, like, as it says, it's money at the end of the day. They just run a business, that's all. And whether you like it or not, we're a business to them. I don't think Arsenal even deserve to be in any Super League. Like, you know what I mean? Never mind, like, whatever.
We can
imagine
be in
the players. Can you imagine us now playing against Real, Barcelona, Bayern Munich?
Week out. Jesus Christ.
You know what I mean? I don't want no Wilshere stinking cheese back at Arsenal, 100%. And look, Ola, do you want to shout up your channel and your Twitter and everything like that?
Yeah. My handle is right there on the screen at Black Scorpion 3. That's my Insta handle and my Twitter handle. And you can go in my bio on one of those and hit the link on there, and you'll take you straight to my YouTube channel. Or if you want to type it in the search bar, just type in The Fight Week Show. If combat sports is your bag, boxing, MMA, just come and fuck with us. Come support us. We do this every week. Me and my boy William, we do it on Friday, and on the pay-per-view, on the pay-per-view fights as well. We do watch-alongs on those, and we're going to be doing one for Israel Adesanya and Bobby Knuckles, Robert Whittaker. They're fighting next week, and that's a big pay-per-view event. And so come join us, come support us. We need all your support, man. You know what I mean? Thank you for bringing me on the show, man. I appreciate it.
Ola, we have to do it again, 100%, mate. I really enjoyed it, and anyone that's watching, and even like watching the preview of this, please subscribe, because I watched a few of your videos, very good, and I'll tell you, a lot about boxing and combat sport, everything like that,
Thank you very much.
If you're not subscribed to Ola, please do. He's a real one in the house, you know what I mean? And look, subscribe to my channel as well, hit the like button and watch the videos. I'm going doing a show with John Sinclair. He's a Newcastle supporter later on at 3:30. So type in John Sinclair. He's a good Newcastle supporter. We're talking Arsenal, unfortunately. So he brought me on. So
they could be winning the league in about 2-3 seasons. You never know with these guys. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't be writing off any Newcastle fan right now. Man. I wouldn't even be laughing at them. You know what I mean?
I know. You know what I fucking done? I was on a stream of his there a while ago, and they were all just there. Who the fuck is this Irish Arsenal supporter coming in? And I fucking came in like Conor McGregor. You should be settling for fucking Eddie Howe. Go fucking big or go home. They're all just saying, why, hey man, who the fuck is this man? Proper 12 getting built over, you know.
For real.
No, but yeah, look, Ola, I'm going to leave you. I know you need to shoot off. And look, thanks to everyone. And as I say, subscribe to Ola, subscribe to myself, hit the likes, respect to everyone. Enjoy your Saturday, enjoy your weekend. Take care and peace out.
Salute.